All right, welcome to the Far-Flung Tin Can podcast. We're here on a boat in Peru, and our boat captain just closed the window. So, anyhow, yeah, we've been here for
Yeah.
I think we should just use that throughout the podcast. Like, we'll just cue her
He's like,
when we don't know what else to say.
You agree? Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been here for a couple days now, and it's been a really great time. We've been with Pastor Leo.
Woo!
So this is Pastor Leo. You can see him on video. If you can't see him on video, I'll describe him to you. He is from Peru. No, I'm kidding. But we've been doing some ministry. We've been ministering to the kids. We've been giving out some rice, some oil, and can't think of. We also gave kids gifts, toys, some candy, slime,
a parachute.
Oh, they loved the parachute.
The parachute. They were going crazy.
They were. Tell us about the parachute, Jaylen.
Well, it's currently ripped in half now, if that says anything. But it was a lot of fun. We had some games with that. They were running around in a circle, inside the parachute, on top of the parachute, around the parachute. But it was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was a really good time. So, Pastor Leo, tell us, how long have you been doing ministry here in the islands now?
We were, before the COVID, we were like 2 years before.
Yeah.
Something, and then appeared one gentleman to be part of the floating island, like Far-Flung Tin Can. So it's a little bit, it's like maybe 6 years about that.
Far-Flung's been coming since 2019.
Yeah, I've been starting in 18. Yeah,
That's awesome.
With a guy over there.
Yeah, I think I remember right. If I remember right, we came on our first scouting trip, and we were only supposed to go to one location. But then on the way to that location, Pastor Leo was like, hey,
Francisco.
Oh, that's right. It was Pastor Francisco. He says, hey, do you want to stop at these floating islands where there's this native tribe that has lived there for, since a long time ago, probably hundreds of years? And Kyle's like, yeah, of course. Let's see so we moved the schedule around a little bit. And we were able to be there. Pastor Leo went with us. Pastor Francisco, who has not been on this trip this time, but he usually comes, and but we'll hopefully see him next time. So, and we have Pastor Lindsay. Now, Pastor Lindsay has been here for 3 years now.
2.5.
2.5. Okay.
Yes.
Now, Pastor Lindsay, for those of you that don't know who he is the pastor and missionary. The missionary here on the floating islands.
Yeah, he lives with the people here. He's learning the local language, native language. He's learning, and he's working with here full time.
Yeah. Now his family lives in a different area, several hours away, but he has given his life, his time to come and minister to the people, to the Uros tribe, the Capiuros.
Right.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So yeah, any highlights of this week that you guys can think of?
For me, it's seeing the church completed. Because when we came last time, we were putting the walls up. They had the floor down, and now the church is completed. The classrooms are completed. And there's a congregation meeting in there and having church. And so that's a huge highlight for me, seeing wow, there's a floating church and a floating congregation here now.
And for the first time, we have not slept in tents, which, there's a little bit of nostalgia involved with that. When I pulled up and I was like, we're not sleeping in tents this time. But it was really cool. It is really cool to see how, there's a progression that we have seen physically, but there's also a spiritual progression that has happened. And I remember, I think it was a couple years ago when we came, that we had been helping them by sending some rice, some basic meal items. And the chief of the island said, thank you for helping us through COVID, but most of all, thank you for bringing the gospel to the floating islands of Peru, which always pulls tears to my eyes. because of all the things that they could have had that they probably needed, the thing that impacted them the most was the gospel. And you can see it. It's evident, right?
And, after the COVID, when you came and you were part of that, and then they know and they said, the government forget us. The government, our authorities, they never come to us. They never come with some help because everything was locked down. But he says, but the Church of God, the church, they never forgot us. So it was great, you know. And then Far-Flung Tin Can is part of all of this.
That's awesome.
Yes, yes.
Praise the Lord, man. Yeah.
Oh yes, I got many highlights.
This is Jaylene, for those that don't know. Yeah, I didn't even introduce everybody. This is Kyle Philippi.
We should go around.
This is Jaylene, Bonilla,
Yep.
Pastor Leo, and I'm Jonathan.
Okay, so I have many highlights, and I'm gonna keep them skimmed down a bit.
Sure.
But I think for sure one of the most, like, the church service last night, or last, the afternoon portion of the day. But just like watching them like bring their Bibles, open them up, and just like be so in it.
Yeah.
Just every time he flipped to a new passage, they were there, and they wanted to read, they wanted to pray, they wanted to just like be in the room, be in the moment. And I caught myself just like taking my phone out and capturing some of those moments, because it's like, I want to remember this. Like, I don't ever want to forget that there are people all the way across the world in a tiny little floating island, a tiny little floating church, that are earnestly seeking the Lord.
Yeah.
And to even think back, like Far-Flung's beginnings here, like this is a 5-year journey.
Yeah.
And to see them just growing.
Yeah.
I'm seeing like 5 years later, it's just beautiful. So that's one of my highlights.
Yeah.
And then another one was just like going throughout the community and praying for people and just hearing their stories and just sitting with them and learning them, loving them, looking them in the eye, and just like getting to see kind of what they see.
I think for me, one of the things that what you said about looking at them in the eye, I can't talk, is the fact that they will remember you. Like when you make eye contact, when you give them a hug, when you shake their hands, a couple people were like, Kyle, Jonathan. Now we've been coming here for the last 5 years. And so it's just awesome. Like when you make those connections, and one of the guys, I forget his name. Oh, it was Eduardo, right? He came up to me and said, right before he left, he shook my hand. He knew he wasn't going to see me anymore yesterday. And he says, just don't forget us. I know you won't, but just please don't forget us. And man, it's crazy. And
Eduardo was like, he's helping us get our luggage off the boat, and he was asking about Joel. And Joel's come the last 2 times. He didn't remember Joel's name. I'm trying to think how I can say this. Joel helped Eduardo kill something that legally we can't say that he killed. But Joel is special ops, and they needed food, and he took his command. He said, shoot it. He said, all right, sir. And so he said, where's my blank killer? And I said, next time.
Yeah, it's I know I was supposed to bring like fishing hooks. People didn't forget. It doesn't matter where you go in the world, they're gonna remember you. And yeah, Joel's one of a kind, man. He's one of my favorite people that's come on this trip. Joel, if you listen to this, bro, you gotta come back.
Shout out Joel.
Shout out Joel. Yeah, so now we're in a boat. We're actually going to a new area that we've never been to, right?
Uncharted territory.
What?
Uncharted territory.
I think you said shark territory.
But I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. Yeah.
I'm already taken aback at the fact that there's sand. This whole lake is like the bottom of the lake is sand. There's no dirt. There's no clay. It's just straight like beach sand.
No, seriously.
Like I should be sitting, by the beach
It's like a mixture of the desert. Then you have it feels like the lake, then the river, then a swamp.
Yeah.
It's like all the above.
Yeah, it's got the look, the smell, the everything.
I'm asking ChatGPT.
Are you asking ChatGPT about the sand?
The bottom of ChatGPT says the bottom of Lake Titicaca, which straddles the border between Peru and Bolivia, is primarily composed of sediment, including sand, mud, and other organic materials that accumulate over time. The sediment is brought in by rivers and streams as well from the erosion in the surrounding landscape. The sand specifically comes from the erosion of rocks and soils of the Andes Mountains, transported by these rivers. Wind and wave, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wind and wave, you keep her cut. Wind and wave actually can also shift and deposit sand along the lake bed, especially near the shores.
Man, that was ChatGPT be getting it right these days. They be getting way too churchy. ChatGPT. Soon enough, ChatGPT is going to show up on our screen, preach a whole sermon.
Shift and deposit. Is there a shifting and a deposit?
See, because if you're not careful,
I just said, make this a sermon outline. Sermon outline. The foundation beneath the surface.
Ooh,
Scripture reference, Matthew 7:24-27, the parable of the wise and foolish builders. Introduction of hidden foundations. Beneath the surface of the clear waters of Lake Titicaca lies a bed of sediment, including sand and mud. The sediment has been shaped and formed over time by external forces.
Just like my God.
Life's erosion brings challenges. Number 2, building the right foundation. I'm just skipping through these. Number 3, what's beneath the surface? Number 4, allowing God to shape us. And in conclusion, firm foundations in Christ. And then it has a prayer.
it has a prayer.
Yes.
I mean, look, you can preach that right now.
You can preach it right now.
I'm telling you. I want to know how many pastors these days are using ChatGPT for their sermons.
Right. They're like, oh, shoot, tomorrow's Sunday?
Oh, no.
Let's hope not.
Now, I will say on the mission field, we usually don't have signal, so we don't have so much luxury. We have signal now because we're out in the open water, but...
I will say I have used it like, hey, give me your best references of faith or some type of word that are in Scripture. Just as an easy search engine rather than Google, like, or hey, what are some examples of, give me every example of fire in the Bible. And so I've used ChatGPT in that way.
If ChatGPT develops the ability to like insert an organ after it makes a point,
We're done.
we're done.
I cannot.
What else you got,
So my
Jaylee?
mind is there.
All she can think about is ChatGPT preaching and with an
Oh
organ
my
playing in the
God.
background.
I'm just thinking of that organ. Woo. That's good. Everything that can be shaken will be shaken.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Hey,
ChatGPT.
we went to that lady's house that has said that she had felt Satan. Well, they call him the condemned one.
I heard that.
Yeah, very interesting. So I've heard that reference, but like in stories or other creative writing scenarios, but never as a person saying, "Hey, he is the condemned one." And so usually it's Satan, Satanás, el diablo, the devil, And so she says that she feels him literally open the door
Walk right through.
and walk into the house.
Yeah.
Which is,
Many people, they are suffering this kind of situation, and they call it, some of them they call it devil or something like that. They call it a special spirit from the lake or the sun or whatever. And then, but many people are suffering these kind of attacks to their house or their families, but they don't recognize that this is the devil. So, and they try to looking for solutions in the witchcrafts. So more curses come to their lives. It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible to hear and to pray and to be around of them, and to bless them. But another thing for me was, this family that when we were coming out from the island, and they share us their food with us. So they make fish, they fry the fish,
and it was really good.
Yeah, but the fish is not easy for them to get, even we are in the lake.
Yeah.
And then it's like very special, food for them to have a fish. It's hard, but they share with us their fish. It was amazing. They touched my heart so much. Yeah.
I think one thing I realized as we travel a lot, to different countries. And, Jaylene, you've been to Mozambique. You've been to Japan. You've been to several countries. We go all the time to so many different places. There's a common denominator among so many people, and that is, the witchcraft, right? And that is expected, I think. I usually go in thinking, okay, they're probably going to have a weird belief. They serve an idol. They might have a bird hanging over their door. And when I walked into that lady's house and she says that she feels the enemy walk into her home, it's weird because I remember looking at my hands and going, there's nothing that I can physically give her to change the situation.
Yeah.
And I remember it's like, I didn't even have the words in the moment, because I'm like, and I started speaking in tongues and praying, and that's the only thing. It was I've never. We've been to La Rinconada, which we're about to go to. We've been made fun of by a demon-possessed man. But I have never, ever been compelled to pray in that way.
Yeah.
And I realized something, not that I didn't know it. It's just that sometimes things are highlighted in certain situations, certain moments. It really, 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 really is the power of God.
Yeah.
Is the only thing that can actually change things for these people.
Right.
It is the very presence, the very essence of God entering into their home, being present in their lives. Like, I can say words, I can hand them things, but there is nothing that the presence of God cannot dispel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was weird because I felt out of control. Not like I was out of control. I just felt like I wasn't driving the boat, since we're on a boat, right? I felt like there was like the Spirit praying through me, interceding through me in that moment. And I don't know what was said, but I remember feeling, okay, there's peace now.
Right.
And I mean, there's a video and I was like crying and I could barely get my words out. But it really just hit me that when we're going to places when the disciples were going from home to home, knocking on doors, when Jesus was going along the bank, calling out to people, preaching and ministering to people, laying hands on people and healing people, the thing that changed their life was the fact that he was there with them and he would heal them and he would deliver them from demons. And it's like, that's it.
Yeah.
And me as a Westerner who is typically very comfortable, or I settle in easy, to my comforts at home. When I come to a place like this, if I feel like I hear voices, right, I'll probably, somebody at one point was going to tell me, go see a psychiatrist, right? Get some help, get some medication, right? And I'm not saying you shouldn't go to a psychiatrist or psychologist. What I'm saying is, these people out here don't have any of those luxuries. All they have is the Lord.
Yeah.
And I've heard this growing up. All you need is Jesus. And in our culture and context, we have so many other options. We have so many substitutions. We have so many systems. We have so many counselors. We have medical systems. We have so many things. We have so many things that sometimes we truly only need Jesus. But these people don't have that. And I stood there and it just all clicked in me. And I'm like, Lord, the reason why people need to hear about you is because people that live in the middle of nowhere don't have the luxuries that I do. They don't have the advances in technology that we do.
Yeah.
All they have literally is Jesus to change them and heal them and deliver them.
Yeah. for me, when I was over there in the house, comes to my mind the verse in the scripture when Peter says, "I don't have gold and silver, but what I have, I give you." So that means that there is times in our lives that the gold and the silver can do nothing, only the presence of the Lord. So when we were in these situations, you realize the gold and the silver is nothing. Only the power of the Holy Spirit can do what even the gold and the silver can do.
Yeah. And it's more than a feeling, right? Because sometimes we'll sing songs, Lord, do only what, do what only you can do. And it's like, man, when you live that moment, it'll change you forever. It really does.
It almost makes you wonder, though. I'm so glad you brought that story up, because after we left, as impactful and beautiful as it was, just even personally, I know it was beautiful for every one of us to just partner with each other in prayer and speak peace over that home, peace over that woman and her family. But as impactful as that was in that moment, leaving there, I kind of just had a little thought that passed on by, and I was like, Lord, how many more of these moments do you desire? That sometimes our eyes are open to it because it's in front of us.
Wow.
But what about the times that our eyes may not be as perceiving because it's behind us or it's beside us? And it's like, if you really are the only thing that matters, and if you really are the only supplier, the only giver, the only thing that can heal, restore, just bring peace, then are we missing you? Or, you know what I'm saying? It was just one of those questions the Lord just kind of brought by. So last night, before I went to bed, I was just kind of settling in my little sleeping bag and eat her, and I was just thinking of that precious one we prayed for, and I was like, Lord, I thank you for bringing peace to that home. And I agree again with heaven that, again, peace over her mind, that whatever any opportunity the enemy had to come in before is no longer. That house now belongs to you. If there was any legal right for the enemies, it's no longer, because we dedicated the house to the Lord.
Yeah.
We pleaded the blood of Jesus.
Yeah.
It belongs to him. And as I was laying there, I was like, and Lord, as we continue, allow us to perceive you always. When you want us to have those moments where you're like, hey, it's me, but don't forget, it's me and only me.
Yeah.
Let our eyes always be perceiving, our eyes to always be open, our ears to ever be hearing,
Right. Yeah. That's good. We're only a couple days in, man, and I'm already wrecked. We still got the mountain to climb.
Leo, tell us about where in the world we're going to be in 45 minutes. Where are we going right now?
Right now we are going to there is a island. It's not floating, it's land. So this is a special island where the people are still living 2 centuries ago. They use special hats, wearing special clothes, and the men they work knitting. What do you call it?
Knitting. Yeah.
Knitting.
Yeah.
The kind of style they have, the men, and it's we're gonna climb the mountain, because it's a little bit mountain.
You said it was 2 hours?
Yeah, we're gonna take maybe 2 hours going and back, since we docked the boat. So
Clarification. 2 hours up, 2 hours down?
no, 2 hours total. Not 4 hours. Yeah. So while we walk, because we're gonna climb, and
We're gonna climb? You did this. Are we gonna have our hands and knees?
maybe we're gonna need a
We're
hands
mountain lions
in
now.
some places. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit time to go up, and then to go out down is easier, but it's nice.
Yeah, because
you can see
you
over
just
there,
slide down,
guys,
right?
the lake, and then there we don't. I don't think so that over there the people they have a charge. I know that there are many people over there. Some people over there are still living, but I think that they don't have charge. But we will see. You will see.
So you say they live back 2 centuries?
Yeah, the kind of
Like 2
life.
centuries behind?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So, I mean, because we just came from the floating islands, and I mean, to me, that's, you know, pretty far back the way they live.
yeah.
So you're saying that they live even further back in time.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah. Actually, they have, you know, tourists. They come over there. Their houses are like their own style house, but they did pretty and
okay.
clean,
Yeah.
and clean place. Yeah. It's what was it?
I feel like we're like, you know, what was it when Jesus went to the other side? I feel that's what we're doing right now. We're just going on over to the other side.
Maybe we can find somebody like.
Hey, if a storm whips up right now, who's gonna rebuke it? That's what I want to know. Oh, we got a volunteer. Jayleen said, "Yo, don't fall out." What if the storm started when you did that? Oh, another ChatGPT.
ChatGPT for the win. Okay, so this is the Taquil Island and Taquile Island, and the people there are the Taquilenos people.
Take your time, Pastor. Take your time.
Taquilenos. I asked how old the community is. It says after the Spanish conquest in the 16th century, the island was granted to Spanish colonists who introduced some European customs, but the islanders retained much of their tradition and Andean culture despite external influence. So they were there since before the 16th century. So it's saying during Inca Empire around the 15th century, they've been there. Not the same ones. Welcome. But they're ancestors. They're not. It's not a Pirates of the Caribbean situation.
Oh my God.
Where they're like,
you're gonna get us canceled.
They've been there since the 1500s. They're ancestors. Yeah, they speak Quechua, and
Wait,
yeah,
you said 15th century?
15th century. So that's the 1400s.
We're in the 21st?
21st.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's not no 200 years.
More.
Yeah, he said 2.
So yeah. 6,000 years. And the Uders tribe is 4,000 years. They look at the Uders like, oh, look at the young teenagers over there.
Bucks. Yeah. Them youngins. Yo, 6,000 years. Pastor Leo's like, yeah, you know, a couple hundred years ago.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay.
Like, my brain cannot comprehend, because you do realize 6,000 years goes past that. Okay, so Jesus walked this earth a little over 2,000 years ago. You do realize that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jacob, theologian, am I right? A little over 2,000 years ago, right? So we're talking. These people have been living where they're living before Jesus came to earth. Wait, ChatGPT was wrong?
No.
Oh.
I just asked, give me 5 interesting facts about the place we're going to.
Okay.
Number 1, textiles. The men are recognized by knitting, and the women spinning wool in intricate patterns.
Wow.
Number 2, the island has no cars or roads. Everything's done on foot by ancient stone paths. Number 3, the community follows a cooperative social structure where decisions are made collectively through rotational leadership. Number 4, men wear different hats to signify their marital status. Solid red for married and red and white for single men.
What does blue reference?
I don't know.
Let's hope it's good.
For the podcast, I don't know. The island's terrace farming is still in use today. It dates back to Inca times and preserves ancient agricultural techniques.
The word ancient is now coming to play, folks. Ancient. We're talking about an ancient people group. I mean, it's still, Jesus was walking around doing his miracles, talking to Peter, right?
Telling his disciples, every nation, tribe, and tongue, and talking about these people.
3,000 years after they established this island.
Yeah, 3,000 years after they've already been alive over here. Man, listen, when the Tower of Babel happened, God really confused these people.
I'm telling you.
They went, oh, I don't
I'm
understand.
telling you.
Maybe we can ask he's from there.
Oh, he's from there?
The captain, he lives.
Oh.
And we're gonna go to his house.
We're going to go. So we're going to the
He
captain's
lives
house?
His house. Christian? He's gonna feed us.
He's going to feed us.
But yeah.
Oh.
So, they have place over there. He lives over there. He gonna receive us over there.
Grab the mic.
Sorry.
I'm just joking.
For y'all that don't know who Jaylene is, Jaylene is the most extra person you'll ever meet.
Oh, God.
She held that mic for half a second. She was like, ooh.
And I was thinking, thank you.
Oh, Leo said, oh, thank you. Wow. This is first class.
Yeah, so comes to our Lord.
Put the mic closer a little bit, please, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. No, just we can ask to the captain. He lives over there.
Okay, all right. So I don't. Okay, am I the only one still freaking out about the fact that these? Look, Jesus. Look, Jesus. I'm gonna tell you. Look, the manger happened, right? Jesus came to earth. Look, he died. He went. See you later to the rest of the planet. And these people been here. I want to ask him one question.
What?
Hey, I want to ask him one question. Are you ready? Were the dinosaurs real?
Yes.
No, I'm not asking you. I'm asking them.
Us?
No, I want to ask them. Bro, if your people have been around for 6,000 years, you don't think they might have seen a remnant?
You asked one question looking right at us.
My question for you is, who do you think has been burying bones all over the world? The same kind of bones.
Did they see the giants? Man, I have a lot of questions.
They're gonna think you're that. He gets in the house. They're like, yeah. Welcome. Hey, like, have you ever seen a dinosaur? As if the people we're eating with were there 6,000 years ago. They're immortal. Hey, tell me about them dinosaurs.
You never know, man. They got history. You know what I learned the other day?
They got history.
You know what I learned the other day? We went to New Mexico, right? And on one of the mesas, they found like Aramaic scribbled on the rocks. I have a lot of questions. How did I get there?
It sounds like you have one question.
I got a lot of questions for you. One. Are you ready?
Are you ready for number
How'd they get there?
number two? Circle back to number one.
Number three. How did they get there? I don't know, Jonathan. You should ask them.
My mind is just wondering, like, is there a pyramid over here? I mean, anyway. All right.
Is that the wrap up?
This is the wrap up, I guess. Thanks for joining us on today's episode. Again, we got Pastor Leo, Jaylene Bonilla, Kyle Philippi, Jonathan Huarbe. Tune in next time.
Our studio audience.
It's our lives.
Oh, yeah. You can't see them. Oh.
They're here. They're back. Hey, Tom, just say something. What house has been to you so far?
The trip has been wonderful.
For you so far?
So far, it has shown how there is no one that cannot adapt to their environment, but everybody, no matter where they are at a place where if they know who Jesus is, it's real in their life and they share it. And if they don't know who Jesus is, they want to.
Jacob?
It's beautiful to see how universal joy is amongst every person that I encounter. And coming here, it seems like it's basically the same, where children just want to smile and have fun, you know? People want to be cared for. People want to be seen and recognized. And going on the floating islands, talking to different families, they desire to be prayed over, genuinely. If I go back home and go to my ministry where I see thousands of students and I say, hey, do you want to get prayed over? They're probably going to look at me kind of funny and not say anything and probably walk away. So that's one of the most beautiful things to me, is that people are just receptive and genuinely want someone to care for them.
Yo, wait. Do you have any dinosaur questions?
Do I? Okay, first one.
See?
Do dinosaurs have wings? Would the bones in the wings be too small for it to
Right.
survive
but you
over
think
time
we can
with
ask
sediment?
them?
We could ask them. Do they have feathers? Did dinosaurs
You think
have
they might
feathers
know?
or not? It
I
said
mean,
that
bro,
they're related to
6,000
chickens,
years.
Right? What's up with that?
Listen, I want to know, legit.
Hey, this is what I want to know. I need a camera ready on your face. If you ask that question, we're all like, oh my gosh. And they go, come with me. And they open this like little stone door. And it's like, and it's in a cage.
Harvesting little dino.
And they're like, we've been waiting for someone to ask this question. And then you ride it out. And we never see you again.
And then they have a Planet Village Jurassic Park. They don't even know what he's
They're like,
because they don't see the movie.
they've never seen the movie. They've been on their island.
You know they've cloned, like they're trying to clone dinosaurs, right? They've already, I think they're doing mammoths right now, but they're planning on trying to use bone DNA or the DNA in the bones. Man, if they show me a dinosaur while I'm there, I'm going to have more questions.
1, how did it get here?
2, how did you get it?
All right, y'all. See ya.